Before expecting her to chase you after a period of no contact, the most important thing you need to do is master your mindset and truly build your confidence. Confidence is not just about appearing bold or acting like you don't care. It's a deep internal belief in your own worth and value as a person. When you have that solid foundation of self-assurance, it naturally changes how you carry yourself, how you interact with others, and most importantly, how you show up in her eyes. This isn't about trying to manipulate or play games. It's about genuinely becoming someone who radiates strength, stability, and emotional independence. During no contact, many people make the mistake of focusing all their energy on missing her or hoping she reaches out first. That's a trap, because it puts your emotional state and happiness in her hands. Instead, you have to shift your focus inward. Work on becoming the best version of yourself, not for her, but for you. This means embracing your own life, setting new goals, improving your mindset, and doing things that make you feel powerful and alive. When you are grounded in your own purpose and passion, you send a silent but powerful message. You're someone who doesn't need validation from others to feel whole. Confidence also means managing your emotions effectively. It means resisting the urge to check her social media, obsess over what she's doing, or reach out of loneliness. Instead, you maintain control over your feelings, showing emotional resilience. This emotional stability is magnetic because it signals to her that you're not needy or desperate. You're someone who can handle life's challenges without crumbling or begging for attention. That kind of strength naturally draws people in. It creates curiosity, respect, and sometimes even longing. So, mastering your mindset isn't just a mindset shift, it's a total lifestyle shift. It requires daily commitment to building your mental and emotional muscles. When you focus on self-growth, you'll find that your confidence starts to shine in subtle ways. In your tone of voice, your body language, your energy. She'll pick up on these cues, even if she's not consciously aware of them. And this sets the stage for her to start chasing you because deep down, she senses a man who is secure, valuable, and not afraid to walk away if things don't serve his best interest. This is the magnetic energy that makes her want to come back and pursue you. No contact is often misunderstood as simply cutting off communication and waiting quietly, but it's far more powerful when used strategically rather than emotionally. The goal of no contact is not to punish her or to play mind games. It's to create the necessary space for both of you to gain clarity, reset dynamics, and allow feelings to settle. When you approach no contact with a clear, deliberate strategy, it transforms from a passive act into an active tool for regaining control over the situation and your emotions. Using no contact strategically means understanding why the silence matters. People tend to take things for granted when they are always readily available. By stepping back and removing yourself from her immediate sphere, you introduce an element of absence that creates curiosity and reflection. She starts to notice the quiet where your presence used to be, and this absence naturally triggers a psychological effect. The human mind often wants what it can't easily have. She begins to wonder what you're up to, why you're not responding, and whether she might be losing something valuable. It's crucial to recognize that this doesn't work if you're simply going silent because you're angry, hurt, or trying to make her jealous. Those emotional reasons can lead to inconsistent behavior or premature re-engagement, which only confuses the dynamic and diminishes your power. True strategic no contact requires discipline and self-control. It means committing to the silence fully and using that time intentionally to improve yourself. not obsess over what she's doing or hope for a quick reaction. When you use no contact as a strategy, it also forces her to confront her own feelings and role in the relationship. Without your presence constantly available to soothe or chase after her, she must look inward and ask herself questions. Does she miss you? Does she value what you brought to her life? Is she willing to invest effort to regain the connection? This internal reflection can spark a shift in her mindset, moving her from complacency or taking you for granted to appreciating your worth and considering the possibility of pursuing you. Additionally, by not engaging in constant backhand, fourth, you avoid the emotional roller coaster that often pushes people apart rather than bringing them closer. No contact lets the tension and desire build naturally rather than being smothered by over-communication. It's like letting the fire die down slightly, so that when you do reconnect, the spark can ignite with renewed intensity. The key is patience and knowing that silence in this case is not a void, but a space filled with potential energy that she can feel and respond to once she realizes you're not chasing anymore. Finally, using no contact strategically is about reclaiming your power. It's about showing that you're in charge of your emotions and actions, not controlled by the need for immediate validation from her. This shift in power dynamics is often what makes her want to chase you, because it disrupts the usual pattern where she may have had the upper hand. When she sees you stepping back confidently, it challenges her to reconsider her feelings and the possibility of losing someone who once seemed fully available. This is the foundation on which the chase can begin. During the period of no contact, one of the most important things you can do is focus on improving yourself in every possible way. This isn't just about filling the time or distracting yourself. It's about transforming yourself into a stronger, more attractive version of who you are. When she eventually sees you again, she needs to notice real growth and positive change, something that naturally reignites attraction and respect. This self-improvement process can be physical, mental, emotional, or even social. But the key is genuine progress, not superficial changes made just to impress her. Physically, this might mean committing to a consistent workout routine, eating healthier, getting enough rest, and generally taking better care of your body. Physical fitness isn't just about looking better. It boosts your confidence, releases good hormones, and gives you more energy to engage with life fully. When you carry yourself with better posture, vitality, and energy, it sends a silent message that you value yourself and your health. She will pick up on this, whether consciously or subconsciously, because physical presence is a huge part of attraction. Mentally and emotionally, improving yourself means developing a mindset that's focused on growth, resilience, and emotional intelligence. This might include reading books, practicing mindfulness or meditation, journaling your thoughts, or even seeking therapy or coaching if needed. By expanding your knowledge, calming your mind, and managing your emotions better, you create an inner stability that makes you more attractive and interesting. People are naturally drawn to someone who is self-aware and emotionally mature because it signals that the relationship will be stable and fulfilling rather than chaotic or draining. Socially, this time can be used to reconnect with friends, make new connections, and broaden your network. Having an active social life where you are appreciated and respected elevates your status and makes you appear more desirable. When she sees you surrounded by people who value you, it creates an impression that you are a hive, Al, you person who doesn't rely solely on her attention for happiness. This shift in social proof can motivate her to pursue you more actively because it triggers a natural response to want something that others also value. Improving yourself during no contact isn't about rushing or trying to become perfect overnight. It's about consistent, genuine effort toward becoming a better man than you were before. When you finally break the silence and reconnect, this growth will speak volumes louder than any words ever could. She will notice your increased confidence, your improved appearance, your emotional strength, and your enriched life experiences. This renewed version of you becomes a living proof of what she might be missing, making her more inclined to chase you because she sees a better future with someone who is constantly evolving and thriving. When it's time to reintroduce communication after no contact, the way you approach it can make all the difference between sparking her interest or pushing her away. The key is to be subtle, light, and intriguing, never desperate or overly eager. Your goal is to remind her of the connection you once shared while igniting curiosity that pulls her back in, rather than overwhelming her with emotional intensity or long explanations about why you've been quiet. This delicate balance requires a confident, playful approach that leaves her wanting more rather than feeling pressured. The first messages you send should be simple and casual, avoiding heavy topics or emotional baggage. Think of it like dipping your toe back into the water rather than diving in head first. A brief, unexpected text that makes her smile or piques her interest is far more effective than a long message trying to justify your absence or explain your feelings. This could be a witty comment, a light joke, or a reference to something you both enjoyed. The goal is to create a positive emotional association and remind her of the fun, effortless connection you had before. Another crucial element is to create intrigue. Instead of spilling all your thoughts or feelings right away, leave a little mystery. People are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand or what seems slightly out of reach. For example, you might hint at something new or exciting happening in your life without giving all the details, or share something interesting that happened to you that invites her curiosity. This subtle teasing invites her to ask questions and engage more actively in the conversation, which shifts the dynamic from you chasing to her being curious and interested. At the same time, avoid coming across as needy by controlling how often and how quickly you respond. Responding too fast or too frequently can signal desperation, which kills attraction. Instead, take your time, keep your messages concise, and show that you have a full, active life outside of her. This creates a dynamic where you are in control of your own time and attention, which naturally makes you more desirable. She'll begin to sense that your life isn't revolving around her, which can spark her desire to reconnect and pursue the relationship more actively. In essence, when you reach out after no contact, your tone and energy should feel calm, confident, and playful. This lets her know you're emotionally balanced, you respect yourself, and you're not desperate for her validation. This combination of lightness and intrigue acts like a magnet. It draws her in slowly but powerfully, making her want to chase you because she's curious, engaged, and emotionally hooked by the positive energy you're projecting. One of the most important and often overlooked aspects of making her chase you after no contact is learning to be unavailable at times and letting her feel the chase. This means you need to strike a careful balance between showing interest and maintaining your independence, rather than becoming overly available or clingy. When you constantly respond immediately or make yourself too accessible, it takes away the natural tension and excitement from the dynamic. It can make you seem desperate or overly eager, which quickly kills attraction. On the other hand, if you learn to be selectively available, responding thoughtfully but not instantly, and sometimes taking time before initiating contact, you create an environment where she has to put in effort to get your attention. This dynamic shift puts her in the position of chasing you rather than the other way around. Being unavailable is not about playing cruel games or ignoring her completely. It's about valuing your own time and energy so much that you don't drop everything the moment she reaches out. When you demonstrate that your life is full and your attention is a limited resource, it naturally raises your perceived value. People want what they can't easily have, and when you're not always on call, you become more desirable because she feels she has to work to earn your time and affection. This creates an underlying tension that is actually exciting and motivating for her to pursue you more actively. This approach also taps into the natural human instinct to seek and chase. When something or someone is easily obtained, it loses its allure. But when there's a little distance, some mystery and a challenge involved, it activates the part of the brain that thrives on the thrill of the chase. By not being overly available, you encourage her to invest emotionally and mentally, which increases her attachment and desire. She starts to wonder what she needs to do to get closer to you, which deepens her interest and commitment. Additionally, being unavailable helps protect you from falling back into old patterns of neediness or dependence. After no contact, it's easy to slip into chasing behavior because you want to quickly rebuild the connection or soothe your own fears of rejection. But by maintaining a measured distance, you keep yourself grounded and in control. This not only makes you more attractive, but also empowers you to evaluate her genuine interest and investment. If she's willing to put in the effort and chase you, it's a strong sign she values you. If not, it gives you clarity to move on without wasting time. Ultimately, learning to be unavailable at times is about respecting yourself and setting healthy boundaries. It sends a powerful message that your time, energy, and presence are precious, and not something you give away freely to just anyone. This shifts the power balance and turns the pursuit into a game where she is motivated to chase you, creating a dynamic that is exciting, engaging, and deeply attractive. Staying calm and emotionally detached after no contact is one of the most powerful things you can do to make her chase you. Emotional detachment doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. Rather, it means having full control over your emotions so that you're not ruled by anxiety, desperation, or the need for immediate validation. When you stay calm and composed, it projects a deep sense of inner strength and security that is incredibly attractive. People are naturally drawn to those who seem stable and in control, especially after a period of silence or uncertainty. When you are emotionally detached, you don't react impulsively to every message or situation. Instead, you respond thoughtfully and intentionally, which shows that you're not desperate for her attention or approval. This detachment helps you maintain your dignity and self-respect, which are crucial for attracting genuine interest. If you appear needy or emotionally reactive, it signals insecurity and dependence, which can push her away. But by staying calm, you create a magnetic aura of mystery and confidence that makes her want to figure you out and invest more effort in pursuing you. This calmness also helps you avoid common pitfalls like overtexting, begging for replies, or trying to control the narrative by explaining yourself excessively. When you are detached, you understand that the outcome doesn't depend solely on your actions. She has a role to play too. You accept that you can only control your behavior, not her feelings or responses. This mindset shift is liberating because it frees you from the emotional roller coaster and allows you to engage with her from a place of strength rather than neediness. In addition, emotional detachment enables you to handle rejection or silence without losing your composure. If she doesn't respond immediately or seems distant, you don't spiral into anxiety or frustration. Instead, you remain steady and patient, knowing that your worth isn't tied to her attention. This attitude is incredibly powerful because it flips the usual dynamic. Instead of chasing desperately, you become someone who is calm and collected, making her more likely to chase you because she senses you're not easily shaken or desperate. Staying emotionally detached also means being mindful of your energy in interactions. When you communicate from a place of calmness and confidence, your energy becomes inviting and magnetic rather than needy or clingy. This positive emotional energy naturally pulls her in and makes the connection feel effortless and enjoyable. She will be drawn to you not just because of what you say, but because of how you make her feel, safe, respected, and intrigued. Ultimately, controlling the emotional energy by staying calm and detached gives you the upper hand in the dynamic. It allows you to set the pace, maintain your standards, and keep the relationship on your terms. The more you chase or cling, the less she will want to chase. But when you show that you are emotionally stable, grounded, and in control, it inspires her to pursue you because she knows you are a man who respects himself and won't settle for less than he deserves. Remember, the key to making her chase you after no contact isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about becoming the best, most confident version of yourself and holding your ground with patience and self-respect. When you do that, you naturally shift the dynamic in your favor, creating genuine attraction and desire. Trust the process, stay true to yourself, and let the chase unfold naturally.